We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
Let's hit it. That's all I was saying. You know,
About what?
the thing. I don't think we should talk about it anymore.
I was trying to get you to admit to what you were talking about.
Well, may not be the appropriate time or place.
Dave was saying things that were not
Suitable.
suitable. Yeah,
Oh,
it was arable, but it just
What is it?
wasn't.
FCC? We have to worry about?
I don't think you have to worry about anybody but the YouTube
Oh yeah, you can't say
contingent.
you can't like field dress a deer.
It's really weird the rules and I guess it's because they use AI, if you will, to capture all that stuff. So I have no idea how it does it or how they put it together. But whatever the case is, we have not been
Penalized.
yes, at this point in time on YouTube at least. And
Well, I know all of our advertisers have written letters of recommendation saying that they're very pleased with our stuff,
yeah, and
content.
might I say, yeah, and speaking of content, we are still getting rave reviews for the crossword episode, Dave. What are you drinking?
What?
Huh? What is that? It's a school night.
Well, it's cold here in Florida.
What, 74? Something when it gets below 75?
No, it was 30 degrees this morning.
No, it was not.
Well, you do that every time, Woody. That's your
because
flinch.
you're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
You're using hyperbole. Ask our assistant what the temperature was this morning at your hometown.
Alexa, what was the temperature here in Middleburg, Florida today?
Today in Middleburg, Florida, the temperature reached a high of 71 degrees and a low of 43 degrees.
Yeah, 30.
Today,
30.
Alexa, what was the temperature in Middleburg, Florida last night?
Oh, we weren't talking about last night.
I'm sorry, I can't look up past weather data for Middleburg, Florida.
Well, you know everything else. It was 30, Woody. I'm not joking around.
Well, when you said today, I knew today wasn't 30. You said today was 30.
Oh, not the daytime. No, I mean,
no, I meant this even in the morning.
No, it was. Sheila, will you tell him it was 30?
It was 73, 72 of a high and 43 as a low, Dave.
Okay, so let's see if I can. I don't want to do this.
All right.
It was 30 this morning. I don't want to have any more arguments about it because I'm about ready to get mad. All right, listen, I want to get Alexa involved in this. Alexa, can you give us an intro to tonight's We Can Help with Dave and Woody episode? And we're going to do a geographical search of all of our listeners. Can you put that in the intro?
She didn't hear a word.
Welcome back to We Can Help with Dave and Woody. Tonight we're diving into something pretty fascinating. We're doing a geographical deep dive to see where all our amazing listeners are tuning in from around the globe. From the looks of things, you've got fans scattered across multiple states and who knows where else. So buckle up as we map out the We Can Help universe and see just how far your voices are reaching.
She likes that buckle up term.
She likes to buckle it up.
How'd she know we were going to cover our listeners? Did you tell her that?
She's smart, man. She's learning. She and I don't know if I need you much longer, Woody, because I've got a new friend.
All right.
Sheila's like, oh God, this is
It's
not
like,
because
wasn't there a creepy movie about the guy who fell in love with his doll recently? I forget the gentleman, Joaquin Phoenix or whatever his name is, did a real creepy movie.
I thought he was watching something on TV or something. He was in a room by himself.
It was creepy and odd enough that I had no interest in seeing it.
So I thought you were going to say that you stayed up all night and watched it twice.
I watched him watch it. That's what I did.
That would make you a voyeur.
Hey, you know whose birthday it is today?
No.
Charles Manson.
Oh, jeez. There's a guy.
Yeah, look at that. That's something to look up to. We may have covered that one before. I
don't think so.
That. All right. Well.
No. All right. You want to go to the listeners?
Sure.
So we haven't done this in a while. I think we need to incorporate this into our YouTube audience because I know for a fact there was a show I watch it today. It's called Buck and Billy Ray. Buck and Billy Ray. He's a guy up in the Pacific Northwest and Canada, and he cuts trees down. I don't know why I like watching this stuff, but anyway. And what he would do is every Sunday he would do a new show, and he would go through the new listeners and new followers, and he'd call them out by name. He'd go, "Hey, thanks Woody for tuning in," and thanks Dave.
Well, if you comment, I can get that information. But
I think you can see the new followers. I think you can see the new subscribers. But anyway, I can't do that from the Spreaker side where we host the audio version, but I can see where they are.
Right.
So we've done this in the past, but I thought it would be pretty cool to revisit this. So in here, but first of all, let me give you the overall stats. We're in 8 states. This is the last 30 days. 8 states, 5 countries, and 4 out of the 7 continents.
Get out of here.
And apparently there's some discussion or argument about how many continents there are on the globe. I don't want to get into that, though.
Between who?
Our assistant.
Okay.
And I differed on the age of the Earth too. She said it was billions of years.
I told you that too.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You land on like 2,000 years or something like that.
No, I think it's less than 100,000. Anyway, so here in the USA, California's leading off. Thank you, folks in McKinleyville and Anaheim.
That's where you visited. Maybe you picked up a few.
When I left those stickers behind, maybe.
Yeah.
Could have been. All right. North Carolina coming in second, and Charlotte.
Well, come on now.
Apex. That's the pinnacle, isn't it?
Yeah. The very, very highest city in Charlotte. I mean, in North Carolina, North Kakalaki. Just outside Raleigh, I believe. The state
Greensboro.
And that's right in the middle. I like to call it Dumpsboro, but I apologize to any listeners.
Especially the ones that have tuned in, you big ding dong. Do the locals call it Dumpsboro?
I don't think so. I think that's what people in Charlotte and Raleigh call it.
Alexa, are you familiar with any euphemism of Greensboro, North Carolina being called Dumpsville?
Dumpsboro.
I'm not familiar with any widely recognized euphemism referring to Greensboro, North Carolina as Dumpsville. While North Carolina has some quirky town names like Winnot, there's no common nickname like that for Greensboro.
All right, well, moving on.
Yeah.
Florida, we're in Jacksonville, Ellington.
Where's that?
And Brandon. I have no idea.
Got it. Jacksonville and Ellington, covering some good ground in the Sunshine State there. That's quite the range from Northeast Florida down to the Tampa Bay area.
Hey, Alexa, this is Woody. Do you remember our discussion from last week about staying in your lane?
Woody, are you referring to our chat about the custom podcast intro for We Can Help from last week?
No. Just hold on. Thank you for. Does Ellington? Is it incorporated?
Ellington is an unincorporated community in Manatee County, Florida. It's a census-designated place, meaning it's tracked for population statistics, but doesn't have its own city government.
They don't have a travel and tourism slogan then.
Where you're looking to reestablish your political career?
Ellington, being an unincorporated
Would you
community,
stop?
doesn't have its own official tourism slogan.
Okay, Alexa, stop.
However,
hold on. Just hold on. We'll come back to you, I promise. Okay, so we're in Virginia, but I think Danny can vouch for this, but there's no city listed for our audio version. So I think Danny's watching us on YouTube now. So we appreciate that.
No viable cities in Virginia.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, so South Carolina we're in, and that's in Simpsonville. Alexa, do you have any information about Simpsonville, South Carolina?
Simpsonville is a city in Greenville County, South Carolina, part of the Greenville metropolitan area. As of 2025, it has a population of 30,109, showing steady growth. The city features a charming downtown area with shops, restaurants, and parks, and is known for its low unemployment rate due to a diverse industrial base.
Oh, give it up for Simpsonville. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, we're in the Big Apple, New York.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
big. Must
It's a
be
big
our
city.
producers.
Well, probably management for sure.
Yeah.
Peoria, Illinois.
What's Peoria famous for?
New York City is indeed the birthplace of modern pride celebrations.
No,
with its historic
Alexa,
Stonewall
stop.
March.
Like, we're not caring about that. What's Peoria, Illinois famous for? Okay, you got
All right. Yeah.
right, moving on. Delaware, Middleton, Delaware, and there's some pretty neat history here. So bear with me here. Alexa, can you give us the historical account for Middleton, Delaware?
Before European settlement, the area that would become Middleton, Delaware, was home to Native American tribes, including the Unami Lenape and Nanticoke people. Middleton's history as a European settlement began in the 17th century, with the town officially incorporated in 1865. The town grew as a railroad hub in the 19th century, and today preserves its historical charm through landmarks and the Middletown Historical Society.
Well, there you go. Okay, now that wraps up the United States of America. God bless.
So we got
America.
nobody from the Midwest, huh? Well, I guess
No.
Peoria, maybe.
Well, I think Vegas is maybe we picked up those people on YouTube now.
And we lost Texas. Alexa, can you be quiet
Okay,
for
Alexa,
5
stop.
minutes?
Alexa, stop. She's way out over her skis again. Okay, now we're going to move on to the world now. This is pretty big here. Well, the world, it's fairly big.
Yeah, it's how it works.
Anyway, so we're in Australia, New South Wales,
Get out of here.
South Australia, and my favorite hometown of Tasmania.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, isn't that like a Tasmanian devil?
Yeah, well, it was on. Yes, there is.
Bugs Bunny. Hey,
Yeah.
Alexa, is there a travel and tourism slogan for Tasmania?
Yeah, it's wild.
Tasmania's current travel and tourism slogan is "Come Down for Air." This campaign, recently refreshed, aims to attract visitors seeking authentic experiences in nature, culture, and history.
That's a
He's
winner.
going to keep talking here.
Okay, United Kingdom. We're in Manchester. Now, I have an old girlfriend. She's a friend that was a girl named Claire Harms. Alexa, do you know Claire Harms in Manchester, UK?
What?
I don't have any specific
Yeah,
information
good.
about Claire Harms in Manchester, UK. Would you like me to search for something else related to Manchester?
No, but she's a retired theater teacher, and she now does
Which
driver's ed.
podcast is it? What podcast is this, Dave? The Conversations with Alexa? Or is it the
Oh,
Dave
yeah,
and
that's
Woody
right.
show?
Okay, all right, shut up. All right, we'll
Good
stop. I just
Lord.
thought she was adding some good stuff. All right, we'll scoop on. So we're in Manchester, Batley, London. Okay, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. We're in Batley, London, and Poplar, and then we're jumping over to India. We're in Guntur and Indore, and then we're in Canada, in Toronto and Winnipeg, as the locals say.
Wiener peg.
And then we're down into Mexico City, and there's a borough that we're in called Benito Juarez.
Really?
Yeah. And apparently Benito was a pretty stout dude.
We getting in with the
cartel?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, let's hope not.
They listen to us while they're mashing up there. Well, we shouldn't do that. All right. Anyway. All right. Well, that's it. That's listeners. That's done. We need like a theme song. Done.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So we're out
I thought
there.
it'd be more exciting than that. I'm a little disappointed, actually. But I am impressed with the Mexico and Australia
Yeah, it's kind of odd
listeners.
that, it's the internet, Woody. It's the World Wide Web.
Yes. I'm curious what brought on listeners from Australia, how they found us down there. So if they could, blokes, if you could drop us a line or a
Blokes in
comment or
Australia.
something.
What are they? They're
Chaps, blokes,
lassies and I don't know.
ruse.
I dare not ask her since you
No.
scolded me.
Well, it was like you were just letting her ramble on about nothing.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, that's
what are you drinking tonight, by the way?
this is the special Elijah Craig.
Mm.
So I went to the American Business College this past week, yesterday, to see if I could pick up a bottle of this but this is it's a single barrel proof 115, and everything up there was 121 and then 80.
So where'd you go?
American Business College.
And they have a liquor store?
ABC, American Business.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like going to the library. Anyway,
That's
so
why it was-
that's when Sheila turned me on to that. So it turns out this is the bottle that Fidelio brought to. This is the last
Oh,
50-year anniversary, and it was a special select bottle for his place. Cheers.
Ah,
So cheers to Alan and the folks down there at Cheers.
you can
This
be
is-
licking the bottom of that glass, huh?
Oh, it's really good. So what I've discovered is this is just a dram. Remember we talked about that?
Did you
Just-
actually measure it, or did you just?
It's a little bit more than 1/8 of an ounce.
Okay.
This cup holds a gallon, so it's a little deceptive. That's about a quart.
Well, they don't make dram glasses, do they?
Yeah, there's a special whiskey glass that you're supposed to, because it does something with the nose and all that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm not that sophisticated. Just give me
Yeah. Let me get drunk.
a
That's
dill
what I'm
pickle
looking.
can lid and let's move on. Anyway, so I like it. I've got that Knob Creek, and it's a little bit spicy, like spicy. And
Yeah.
this stuff is right on the mark. So I'm gonna have to.
Who makes Elijah Craig?
I don't know. Do you want to ask
Yeah, you can ask her.
Alexa? Who is the distillery that makes Elijah Craig whiskey or bourbon?
Elijah Craig whiskey is produced by Heaven Hill Distilleries in Kentucky. The company is headquartered in Bardstown, with its distillery located in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's the real deal.
Okay, so Heaven Hill is not.
Elijah Craig is a premium bourbon whiskey
Here we
produced
go.
by
See,
Heaven
this is what
Hill
I'm talking
Distilleries
about.
in Kentucky. The
We
brand
just-
offers various expressions, including small batch, barrel proof, and aged single barrels
Okay.
ranging from
All right,
12
any
to
day
23
now.
years.
Okay.
Would you like to know more about any specific variation?
No, you did a great job. Thank you very much.
I thought the expressions were like, what?
Thanks. I'm glad I could help with the Elijah Craig info.
Okay.
This is
Have a
what I'm
great
talking
rest of
about.
your-
Way too much. Way too much. Just
She's Gen
answer the
Z.
question and let it
Well,
go.
she can't. She doesn't read facial cues. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Well-
This is the problem with this generation. They had masks on since COVID.
Oh yeah, the
and they
one
can't
year,
read facial
the
cues.
the 1 year we had
Well,
masks
it messed
on.
them up, and she
set
clearly can't read
set a
facial
whole
cues.
generation.
She doesn't
back.
even have eyes.
Oh man, I think the only ramification we're gonna get out of COVID was the fact that kids are out of school for more than 2 months.
Yeah, they don't understand facial cues. I'm telling you.
Yeah, is that it?
When I'm like, they don't get it.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Anyway,
All right.
what do you got? That was 17 minutes of bliss.
Well, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. And
drop it.
Kind of caught my attention. Do you know where the 40-hour work week came from?
Yes.
I think most people are incorrect. Go ahead.
No, I thought you just want to know if I knew.
No, I'm prefacing it by I'm pretty sure I can say no way when you're done with your answer.
Well, now that you said it, everything has just left my brain. I know I did some research on this, though. During the turn of the century, we had child labor laws that came out, and most people were working 10, 12 hours a day
6 days
in
a
the
week.
factories. And so what they discovered was there was, I think, it might have been Mr. Ford was involved in this, maybe, but some of the early assembly line folks figured out that no, I know who was it. Was it Ford?
That is that's the story I've heard previous to me looking it up today.
Well, someone said it's either Hershey or Ford. I think it's before Hershey. But these corporate folks that were running these mills, and these guys were working 12, 14-hour days and 6, 7 days a week, they were hurting people. And they realized, I think it was Ford.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those.
It is.
Okay. And so he figured out that we're going to shave back the work week and start giving it was a labor shortage too. People didn't want to do the work, and then they couldn't find quality work. And so they started to move the work week around, and then it became competitive for labor force. And people are like, hey, I'm going to go work at this company, and they're going to pay me the same amount of money, but I'm going to work 8 hours a day.
It's kind of where it started. So Ford realized that overworked workers were prone to injury and productivity dropped. So he started shortening the hours they worked in a day to basically get better productivity out of them. But it was still like 10-hour days, 6 days a week, that kind of thing. But he was I didn't get into the nitty gritty details of it, but he's one of the first people that realized that you can get more work, more productivity out of less work. Right.
Well,
And
well,
so,
and you're right. The study that I remember doing was it became the workforce was limited, skilled workforce was limited across these different factories. And so it became a competitive angle where he could say, hey, listen, instead of you working $5 a day for 10 hours, we're going to make it $6 a day for 8 hours. And we're going to give you Saturday and Sunday off. And people started doing the math and said, wait a minute, I'm going to make the same amount of money, a little bit more money, and work fewer days. I'm going to go work for this company.
I'm sure that was always the case. They didn't really mention that in the article I read today about that, but that's just a competitive offering. And then, like you said, the child labor laws started, didn't really impact work hours that much. And in fact, up until 1938, there was no 40-hour work week. It was more the overtime. There was the concept of overtime, but all it meant was is that you were working extra hours. It didn't mean more pay.
There was no
it was
time and a half.
overtime. Yeah, they were past time, is what they would say. But there was no laws or anything around how much you could work people to any extent. So, like you said, there was some competitive nature to it in the sense, but in 1938, we're in the midst of the Great Depression, or at the tail end of it, if you will, I think, right? In the
29
was
the crash, and then
what year?
29 was the crash, and it lingered probably with Roosevelt.
Yeah, and so what happened was, with the high unemployment, there was a thought process in DC of job sharing. Well, Roosevelt's FDR is the one who positioned this. So their thought was, if we limit the hours someone can work, that means the factories will have to hire 2 people for every one job.
Right.
And so that's where the 40-hour work week came out of, was the fact that they wanted to employ double people, and now triple if you do, if you're a 24/7 kind of place. So I was just I had always thought it was Ford. Everybody always says Ford when we say the 40, you can thank Ford for your 40-hour work week when someone wants to work 4 days a week instead of 5 or something like that. So
I think the industrial, kind of tycoons of the day were all staring at the same problem and trying to figure out how to, they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money. Ford talks about making, I think I saw a story. I did something in class one day about this, and I want to say he made $14 million. Like when he made the Model T,
right,
he sold like 14 million of these things. And so I said to the class, I think they were like $400 or $500 a piece.
right.
And so I said, if he only made a dollar in profit off of each one of them, $14 million, and that time frame of money,
or whatever, 1914, 18,
yeah,
18,
that was
I don't
like
know when the T
trillions of dollars,
right. Yeah.
So they were uber wealthy, those guys.
And now we come to find out it was a major anti-Semite and communist.
Well, and their shares trading for like $7 a share too, so it's weird how that's all worked out.
I just, we always look back at people and go, "Oh my, we all growing up in our life, Ford was the man, kind of thing." And now you dig into things and you learn a little bit more about people and stuff. But so anyhow, in 1938, they enacted the Fair Labor Standards Act. And I guess that is the first time a minimum wage was set. And do you know what it was?
Probably
per hour. It's a per hour.
Probably like a nickel.
at 25 cents.
25 cents.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh my God, that's low. But then, as you just guessed, I was thinking back. I'm like, that sounds pretty decent for 1938.
25 cents?
Right. And the work week was actually 44 hours initially. And then in 1940, I don't know if the war had anything to do with it, but they backed it down to 40 hours a week.
Well, you think if they were making a quarter an hour, my first gig, I think I made $4.25 an hour. My first job
That's pretty high. I was well below that
for minimum wage.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I got a wage, and I believe it was either at minimum or above. I worked for my first
maybe I made
legal gig, right? I mean, I did paper routes and crap like that.
Yeah.
But my first legal gig, where you had to fill a W-4 out or whatever it was with Winn-Dixie, and I swear it was right below $3 an hour.
Yeah, hang on a second. I got to ask her. She's our research assistant. Alexa, what was the minimum wage, federal minimum wage in 1979?
In 1979, the federal minimum wage was $2.90 per hour.
Yeah, it was $2.90. Okay.
There we go. See?
So I was thinking $3.90, but maybe it was $2.95 is what I got the first time.
I was going to say, because that $4 sounded pretty rich to me when you said that.
That was management material.
And
where like, Dave, you're going places. Now clean that bathroom.
Where was this at again?
Publix.
Oh, so we both went. We probably had this discussion before. We both went.
Yeah, but we made tips though. I cleaned up on Saturdays, man.
See, we would all take the bags out to the car. I didn't get jack.
Well, because you worked at Winn-Dixie. Those people had no money.
I know.
Plus,
the Winn-Dixie I was at was not in the best. The Publix down the road was in the fancy neighborhood. Mine was in a lot of food stamps going through my register.
Yeah, you should have said this is not panning out. Let's get out of here. I made $60.
What?
I made $60 on a Saturday.
Get
tips
out.
Yeah, I could make almost my whole week's salary on it.
I would slit your throat for that back in the day. Yeah,
well,
$60. Shoot, I mean, I was working maybe. We did. Did we work 8 hours on Saturdays?
I worked 12. We'd work 4 in the morning. Sometimes we did doubles. I'd like. Did you ever have to strip the floors?
No, we always had a company do that, but we had to mop and sweep them and get them ready to be stripped.
So we would, I don't know, it was like quarterly or something. And we couldn't wait to be that weekend. And so we'd come in at part-time stockman. I'd come in at 4 o'clock in the morning, unload the trucks.
Yeah.
And then stay the whole night stripping the floors. Sometimes he'd sleep in the back or in the cooler.
Huff and cleaner the whole time.
No, the Ready Whips.
Yeah, Whippets. What time we used to do those?
And Grolsch beer.
We should remember the manager would say, "Damn it! Why are all the people returning spoiled?"
They put a lock on our cooler one Thanksgiving. These people kept bringing back these things after that Thanksgiving weekend. They're like,
because they're so nasty.
Well, we were idiots.
I know.
I didn't do that. I did that once and just to see. And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Well,
but the Grolsch beer went down pretty good though.
So one night I was working in the dairy section, and I'm like, I was by myself.
Wait a minute, we're past the what do you call that?
Yeah, where you can be charged.
Yeah, we're past that.
Yeah,
right?
I was working in the dairy section one night, and I had done whippets a couple times with people, co-workers or whatever. And I'm like, you just giggle because everyone else is giggling.
Yeah, I
figure.
think so.
And so I'm like, damn it, I'm just going to do one by myself. And damn if I didn't start giggling 5 seconds or so. Like, this is stupid.
I think we should tell a kid to shake it up first. That was the best thing to shake it up. Yeah, you got to do that. You all over his face. All right, let's not go down this path. This is good for the kids.
On the grounds of shaking, we used to. The new guy, we'd always tell him he has to go shake. In the evening part of closing duties was to go shake the salad dressing.
And that was Thursday night for us.
Get the salad dressing.
The oil-based salad dressings.
Right.
All right, we've done that before, I think, but it is good times and fun. All right, so we did the listeners. Good show.
Yeah,
I do want to. I
we're
do want
done.
to put a plug in for. You've got me. You've turned me around, Woody. This YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, hey, we're talking about subscribe. Tell your friends
yeah.
about it.
So I think a couple things we need to probably reinstate, and that's recognize some of our new followers. And I think you're going to have to be responsible for that on the YouTube. You can see them. I know you. I can see them
Yeah.
too, but you can actually see, whatever their
I can do
stage name is.
I can do forever, last 30
Yeah,
days.
each week,
kind of
whatever.
thing,
Just
right?
pull it up and just say, "Hey, just want to welcome." So, I'm supposed to check the email.
That's going to require someone actually subscribing.
Well, I think once we start doing this, we'll get some following, because I think the thing that we haven't done very well, and I'll take the lead on this, is we're not selfish, but I think we've spent a lot of time just trying to, develop the show and so forth and hope listeners come along. But we haven't done a good job of bringing the listeners into the show and letting them know that we personally thank them, and that we're honored that they would tune in and check us out, that sort of thing. And we want them, we can't necessarily put them on the air with us, but
We'll call in right now. I'll put you on the air.
yeah, that's right. But we do say nice things about, like, Pat Kelly and Danny. We used to get some people calling, and I don't know what happened to JoJo.
I mean,
guess
look what we did for Pat Kelly. He used to hang around the post office, right?
Yeah,
Looking for odds and ends to do. Now he listens
yeah,
to the show.
he's somebody.
Yeah. So we were
I heard
able to help him.
he's the maven of Palm Coast.
The
He can't
Maven.
go anywhere. People are like, "Hey, you're on that show, right?"
Yeah. That one time.
Well, yeah, or at least his name's out there. He should be a realtor. Do we have any realtor friends that we could help promote in realtor?
Now we don't want to get into that business, Dave.
That's true.
Inside joke, people. Sorry, we shouldn't say it. Well, some people will get that joke. But
Are you still getting mailings?
mailings and you name it, man? It's
Doesn't
funny.
make any sense. I'm not
It's
even in the same
wild.
town.
I'm haunted. Hey, do you hear here's something interesting. It's not funny or anything, but did you hear about the swipe fee settlement with the credit card companies?
No.
I had no idea this was occurring. So, recently, and I don't know who had to pay it, the credit card companies. It was like a class action lawsuit of storefronts suing the credit card companies for a swipe fee. So every time you use a credit card, the vendor has to pay a fee, right?
Yeah.
To process, to get that money, so to speak. And what I didn't understand, or because it's kind of illegal now, is that the credit card companies were using different fees based on what kind of card you were carrying. And I don't mean like Visa, Amex, MasterCard. If you just limited yourself to Visa, they were charging different fees based on what kind of rewards you were getting on your card. And I always wondered about this. I'm like, why? Why do some cards have rewards and others don't, and some have yearly fees and some don't? How is all this? Because no company does anything for the good of. Well, I shouldn't say no company. There's very few companies who do something nice for the sake of doing something nice, right? It's always revenue driven.
It's a gimmick of sorts, yeah.
So what they were doing was, if you walked in with a high rewards card, your fee was 85 cents to them. Whereas if I just had a regular card that I paid the yearly fee on, it was a nickel. And so it was interesting to me that they were playing that game. So the courts decided that was monopolistic. Because the vendor cannot determine what kind of card you have when you come in, and they can't discern if you're using a high rewards card or not, and then they would have to deny you service if they didn't want to pay that fee. And so it was like $33 billion or something. It was a crazy amount.
Well, that's interesting that the card company would use that hype to get card members.
Right.
And then pass it on to the merchant.
Right. Merchant. That was the word I was looking for
earlier. That seems fair.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like one of these things you have no idea it's going on. And I just happened to fall bass backwards into that story. I'm like, what do you mean swipe fees? I thought they had done away with those fees altogether. And I assumed the revenue. So two things. I always assumed the revenue was being made off of people with past due balances, right? Paying the interest rate because it's so high. It was like 18-20% with some cards, compounded monthly or something like that. So I would assume that was their revenue source. But now that they've done this, I'm curious if we're going to see all these reward cards go away. These not go away, but really crack down on what they offer as far as rewards go now. So,
well, think of it this way. If you're a finance company that has a credit card and you're going to charge, say, 24% APR, then you're only getting that every 30 days.
Yeah.
But if the guy swipes his card 25, 30 times during the month, and you can hit him for 15 cents every time he does it.
Well, you're hitting the merchant with that, not the cardholder.
Whoever's paying it, then you're getting transactional activity on a daily basis. So you can run a business when you get 10 million people hitting you for 15 cents every day, a couple times.
Right.
So no, I mean, they got it coming and going. I tell my kids in class about credit cards. We don't talk to it too deep, but I said, be careful because you'll hear these cards that give you points. Mm-hmm. And so I said, and one kid will perk up, go, yeah, my dad uses this one. It gives him 2% cash back. And I said, is that a good deal? He goes, oh yeah, that's great. And I said, so he's paying 32% interest and they're giving him 2 points back. So he's only paying 30% interest now. Is that really a good deal? No, it's not. So,
well, then he raised his hand and he goes, well, my dad pays his bill every month, Mr. Theus.
Well, I mean, clearly everybody does, apparently.
That's my rule. That's our rule, at least.
But that's not the American public.
I know. No, it's not. And that's why I always assumed the credit cards were making the bulk of their money off of the monthly interest. That's where I thought the bulk was coming from.
Well, how do you feel about, and this is not, again, not to make it political, but there was, let's just say your side of the fence was trying to limit those late fees and limit there's a usury fee on the book. There's a usury law that I think I want to say it's 36%, that you can't charge more than 36%. But there was a movement on the left to limit, and this was about buying votes. They were trying to limit the late fees and the percentage APR. And the reason you get into high interest rates because you have a debt failure to pay rate.
Well, it's risk. So, risk.
Yeah, I mean they're willing to underwrite a guy that has no credit, and then you got to get your money back. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's also a little bit of, and the word just escaped me, where any product where it takes advantage of the intelligence of the person, and so it goes both ways, right? They trap people, the fine print on these cards and things, and come on, they're going after that, trying to fool people into taking certain cards with the higher interest rate, and so you can't just say it's all one side.
No, I take that back. But to your point,
it's hard. There's not a solution, right? You have to.
Well, don't use it. That's what I try to tell.
Well, I know that, but I meant in terms of do you penalize the companies by limiting what they can charge, or do you penalize the people that fell for their tactics? It's like
I think it's education. People got to be better educated on this is what it's compounding interest does. It's good if it's working for you, but if it's working against you, then this is the reality. And there is no free lunch. There's no free money. And so if you're going to play this game, this is what you're going to pay, and it's a death spiral. So, but we're not educating kids or adults to think that way. And people, money is like food.
We don't teach money in school anymore, do we? Checkbook. Well, you used to learn how to balance a checkbook. That's a.
Yeah, I mean, I do in my classes, but I don't have everybody that's going through my system. So.
But that's not the subject. That's not you just speak to it as part of your subject,
Right.
right?
I do a segment under the finance piece that we talk about, but it's
Right.
cursory. It's nothing real
Right.
deep. What I learned in the business was 99% of us, our parents were horrible models for our finances. And it's just like child rearing, you have a baby, your wife puts out a baby and they're like, okay, here you go. And there's no manual, there's no driver's manual they send you home with. And all you've got is what your parents did and your wife's parents did. And maybe you do
Or what the internet tells you.
well, maybe you do a little research, you watch a couple YouTube videos on how to raise your kid,
Right.
and that's the best you know how to do. And so we do fail our populace by not teaching that stuff. And I don't
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand.
the sad part is the highly educated don't want to waste their time having their kids learn that. Right? That's a wasted class. That's another math you could squeeze in that semester, or another computer class or whatever. So they're against it, and the poor don't understand the necessity to learn how to finance yourself or to spend.
I'll go one step further. I don't think our educators know how to do it.
Well,
think about it.
It hasn't been
they're
taught
no better.
in 10, probably 25, 30 years. Probably it hasn't been taught.
Well, what I just said, our parents don't model well. So I'm assuming their parents didn't model well for them either.
Right.
So it's just not a priority.
I mean, if everybody was as good as us, Dave,
Well, that's why that's why we can help with Dave and Woody.
Did you, back to one more thing on credit cards? Do you know what, and this gives it away, but one of the highest revenue streams are for airlines?
Yeah, we had this. You told us.
That's amazing.
I know. I like that conversation too, because back to the points, they'll run you miles, and it's an incentive to take that card. I mean, right. I was thinking the other day.
You look at the interest rate on that one, though, man. They'll nail it, and there's a yearly fees in there that's waived the first year. They really get you in there.
So I've got a card. This little game I'm doing with the stocks. By the way, this week we're going to hit 10,000 shares. I'm excited. I got a little plan in place that I'm going to pull together. We'll have 10,000 shares under our belt. I've got a card, and this can be a PSA message for the public, we don't have any sponsorship, with these guys, but Fidelity, and I'm sure someone else does this through a clearinghouse, but Fidelity is where I have this Roth IRA, and I've got a credit card with them, and it gives points on purchases. And, sometimes they'll run specials, like if you buy something, they'll give you like 10 times the points or whatever.
Yeah.
But Fidelity gives you the opportunity, instead of taking the points for whatever you could buy a coffee maker or something like that, you can turn them into a donation to your Roth IRA.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's making contributions on your
another
behalf.
12 cents into the old IRA.
Yeah. I think it works out to be about a 1%.
That's what I said, another 12 cents into the IRA.
But, I don't. The point thing is not attractive to me.
It does for me, but most people make the mistake of holding on to their points for that special trip. Just use them. As soon as you have enough for a flight, use it for the next flight.
Yeah,
you will never use them, or they'll find a way to take them from you. And
think about better. Like Disney. Get a Disney card, and that was a big hullabaloo. I don't want to give them any money, but that's an interesting conversation we've had about credit cards. And
so if you're young out there, the best advice I can give you is never ever carry a balance on your credit card. That will be, like Dave said, that's a spiral down into the depths of debt. You'll have a very tough time. It took me, because I did it right out of college, it probably took me 12 years to get out of full debt on my credit cards. So,
well, some of the time we'll talk about our friends over at FICO and what a scam that is. But that's another story. They don't like me.
Or FICO?
FICA. The people
Like
that do
is
they
that
give
the
you the
Social
credit
Security
score.
tax? Oh, no, I was thinking of the tax you get
No,
charged on your
I think it's
thing.
FICO.
Okay.
Your FICO score. It's a scam. But anyway.
All right. Well, you can improve your credit score, Dave, by not getting credit cards.
Well, this is another story, but
All right. Well,
they're
at the
all
end of
in
the
it
show.
together. So we're
We've
at
done-
the threshold, aren't we?
We did our time. Yeah.
All right, folks. Listen, if you've liked what it really doesn't matter if you like it or not. Just subscribe.
Yeah,
Just subscribe.
please.
I mean,
Write
really?
a comment you didn't like the show. Just let
Yeah,
us
go
know.
off on us, swear and curse. We
Right.
we enjoy that. We'll take that.
Yeah.
We got broad shoulders, right, Woody?
Guess so.
I do. 54
Okay.
jacket long.
Oh yeah. I have no idea what
I don't know.
my jacket size is. I haven't had to buy a suit and
I don't know.
I can't remember the last one I bought, to be honest with
All
you.
right. Well, to all of our listeners throughout the globe and the universe, for that matter, because we
Yes.
don't know who's out there on the Sputnik. Thanks for listening, guys and gals. Whether it helps you go to sleep at night or you're just lonely, you need a friendly voice to listen to.
Yeah, call Dave. His number is 91. No.
You're close. I'm listening.
I remember the area code stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's get out of here. You ready to leave?
Yes.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Crazy.
All right. Say goodnight, Alexa.
You have to say, Alexa, say
David.
goodnight.
Thanks for all the great conversations today.
She makes me tear up sometimes. All right. I got to go.
You're verklempt.
I'm verklempt.
All right. Till over tomorrow.
Till over tomorrow. Later.